just when you thought something gonna get actually better, and it actually does get better, and it doesn't just get better, it got smaller and got bigger when it comes to sound. Bigger sound, but smaller footprint. You already probably have seen all the videos coming up and popping up, and a few reviews as well. And I just want to go over these and just kind of see what it is and what it's not, and should you get one? Or do you really need one? And now, I've been a fan of the Neural DSP plugins for a while. I don't own a Quad Cortex, which is the hardware unit. I actually did own the Nano Cortex version for a short while. It was good, but I just wanted something else at that point. So it wasn't that it wasn't good in terms of tone or sounds or audio quality or build design, none of that. It's just the fact that it depends on an app, a mobile app, to work. And if you know me and you know this channel, you know I'm not a fan of anything or any hardware that requires a software to work perfectly. It's just puts an expiry date on that device for me. I like my device to be standalone, and so even if I don't have internet, I don't have the app, I don't have anything, I could still use my device with no fear of getting stranded at any point in time. Or at a gig setup, I don't want to be feeling on my phone. I want to be able to stomp on everything and make all the changes that I need to make, regardless. So let's look at what it is and what the design is all about, and why that small footprint with so much power. I think it's getting really competitive at this point, and this just changed the game, and I cannot wait for what Line 6 has to offer, because this just set the old game apart from every other person. This is the new version of the Quad Cortex, and it's mini, but you get almost all the full power of the OG device, which is not really outdated. I mean, except for the USB port. I think it's still as current as is, even though it's up like 6 years old, 6 years plus, but it's still good. So let's take a look at what they have on the website here. Neural capture is still there. Capture will glare, play everywhere. Look at the footprint. Like it looks like it looks like a PSP, and the portable PSP, and you can just have it on your pedal. It's a little smaller. I saw it on Rabia's channel earlier, and he was doing a review in his hotel room in California. By the way, I'm not at NAMM this year, so yeah, it just works well. And the 4-button design that could switch between your different presets and all that good stuff, which is a hell of a design. As far as DSP goes, we're not sure, but I'm sure it might be near, if not identical, to the OG Quad Cortex. You can do version 1 or version 2 of your neural capture, which is version 2 is processed on the cloud, while you have the native version processed on device. You get access to Cortex Cloud. Just look at the screen, how laid out. Can I make a weird prediction that I think Apple might, if Apple wants to get into this digital audio processing thing, they might acquire this company, because the design language, the excellence, and the whole quality of the GUI and the audio and all that stuff, it's very Apple-y. And hey, that's just rambling around. The grid, you can see your entire rig at a glance and move stuff around with your touch screen and all that. It creates and plays in virtual devices, blocks, and clear grid and all that stuff. So you already know, and it's similar with the Line 6 as well. The touch screen interface is a no-brainer at this point for any pro level devices. So you still have your fast, intuitive control. Of course, we don't expect anything less than that. And it's just, and there was a spreadsheet that I actually saw on Addington's website, and that's what you're seeing on the screen right now. And this is comparing the Quad Cortex, the Quad Cortex Mini, to the Nano Cortex. The first thing you're going to see here, it runs Neural X plugins. Quad Cortex does, Quad Cortex Mini does. And that's an advantage over the Nano Cortex. Sound library, you have 90 plus amps on the Quad Cortex, 100 plus effects, 1,000 cabinets, 2,000 neural captures. And for the Quad Cortex Mini, it's identical. See what I'm saying? And you have just 72 on the Nano Cortex. So I don't think this is a little step up from the Nano Cortex. This is them shrinking down the Quad Cortex into a mini format. This is exactly what this is about. 24 bit of audio, 7 multi-touch display. These are high brightness, which means it's actually brighter than the original OG, which is great. USB audio interface 24/48. That's pretty much standard at this point. I don't think anyone should expect anything lesser than that. 1.5 kilograms in weight, 1.95 for the OG. Not that much difference in weight, but hey, whatever. It has Wi-Fi connectivity, Bluetooth, and amp pedal capture. Yeah. Now you have 2,000 more impulse responses than you have on the OG. So it's not just a little step up from Nano Cortex, and it's not a junior brother to the Quad Cortex. I think it's just a device that just stands on its own and can do both. It's like you combine everything that they got right with the Nano Cortex with the Quad Cortex, and then just create something in between that just works. And I will be getting this, not just for the channel, just because of that size, and I've been looking for that. I like my Helix for like studio recording, but this looks like something that can replace my HX Stomp. Just because Line 6 has not come up with anything yet to take that spot, this might just work for that. Again, price wise, this is around 1,300, so less than 1,500. Comparing that to the Helix and all that other stuff, this is a heck of a deal. Maybe $400 lower than the original one. I think this is a heck of a deal, and you're not really you're not chickening out on IOs and all that good stuff. It's still you still have almost identical capability, and with new USB-C interface now, it just works seamlessly so far. Let me know what you guys think, if you guys think this is a step in the right direction, and if Line 6 should be worried. Looking at the IOs, like I see here, they are pretty much decent, more than 50% smaller than the original Quad Cortex, and you get the full processing power into the virtual control neural capture technology. You have the USB-C, you have your capture out, you have your 2 XLR out, so you're not really giving up anything in terms of how, and you have your lock-in power supply here. Again, it's not a big deal, but it's still something with the power supply. I think at this point we should be getting towards getting like a universal power supply thing, but again, that's a topic for another day. But overall, I think this is a heck of a market crasher, and it's just, the timing is just impeccably perfect, and the guys at Neural have done this great thing, and it's a good thing that they've done, and it's just gonna give a lot of competition a hard time and a run for their money. So Line 6, we can't wait to have that. HX Stomp, Agora 2, HX Stomp 2, HX Stomp Stadium, whatever. I'm waiting for all that, and I hope something comes up really soon. But overall, this might just convert me to the to the Quad Cortex team, and yeah, and it can run the plugin. It can run the this is a buy for me. I'm definitely gonna put my pre-order in today and see if I can get one, and I can't wait to review that for you and start creating presets and all that good stuff. So thank you all for listening to me rant about this new gear. Let me know if you guys will be getting one, and did I miss anything up here. So far so good. It looks like it's gonna be an interesting and fun NAMM, because new products are coming in. And stay tuned to the channel. I'll have more updates as they come and they become available. My name is Dami. I'm a guitar player and audio engineer. And yeah, if this is your vibe, subscribe and like. And I'll see you in the next video. Remember, don't stop creating. Peace out.